Okay, I got all the engine bay wirings coming through the firewall. Yes, there are a lot of guys. You are correct. You can actually look in there, you can see all the wires. I have to do a delete plate. There's nothing in the literature on this. It's a universal kit. It's not a direct fit kit. So they tell you to you can mount that fuse box anywhere. You can put it in the trunk if you wanted to. Well, I wouldn't do that, but. And the factory one, which I had a painless system that was a direct fit for the F-bodies, it has this plate. And what we did was we went through it with the plug and we just made our connections to it. And because there's like another plug that comes from the engine bay and plugs onto this, and you just bolt it in with the center. See the center screw hole here, and it just sandwiches it. Yes, I understand and I agree with you guys, but the way that this system is set up, they are very adamant, and as a matter of fact, they put all the literature that's supposed to be really important in bold, and they say do not cut the 3 wire ties where the whole bundles go up into the back side of that fuse panel. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep using that hole. I got all my wires through. I just got to straighten them out a little bit more. That's what I'm doing now. I'm just sorting them out. And then we're going to start working on the back loop here that goes to the back of the car. And I got them all drinking Kool-Aid. I got them all drinking the Kool-Aid. Believe me, they're all drinking Kool-Aid. Hey, what car's the greatest car in the world?
Yeah.
All right, see?
Lamborghini.
Oh, shut up. You're not driving a Lamborghini. But, yeah. Boys will be boys. We're going to, this is Justin's friend, Nick. Hi, Nick.
Hello.
I did have it on standby, Nick, before, so we got to do this all over again. And Nick has a 94 Camaro. Same thing as Justin's 94. But he also has a 1978 Z28.
It's a clone, but I'm gonna make it
Close enough. And Justin has his 1980. So they both have literally the second gens have second gens. And but they have their little daily drivers here, and they chose to have Camaros, so it's cool. As long as they're safe and responsible.
Yeah.
That smile was not very convincing, Justin. But boys will be boys. So Nick's cleaning up his car, Justin's gussying up his. They're gonna go out and take pictures. Okay. All right. So that'll be that for this clip. We'll start working on the back ones pretty soon. So we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Okay, we're through the firewall. We're all bundled up nice and neat. We're gonna be what we're gonna do is we're gonna start essentially encasing the wire in a loom and just running it where it has to be. I got it all kind of sorted out where it's pretty much, it's actually pretty easy. It's a really good system. I like the way they have everything labeled. This is your solenoid wire, which goes down to the starter. Ignition switch, which goes down to the starter. That's why I got this laid out on this side of the motor. We run over this way. You have essentially your, I call them mechanicals. This is your alternator power, which is going to go across here to this. I might run it around the other side, I'm not sure, but I just got it laid out across the intake. And we have choke power, which also might go on that side. We have fan switch, oil pressure, and we got temp sensor. So these are all the sensor wires, and essentially I call it the mechanicals. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Pink and purple, coil and torque, they're over by the distributor. That's where those are going to stay. And then we have all the lighting. This is all the lightings. This is parking light, headlight, high beam, low beam. These are all kind of isolated, put together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tape them and tape them and tape them, and then we're going to put them in a plastic wire loom, and I'm going to kind of run it along beneath the windshield wiper opening there, the motor. Over the top there's a clip here. We're going to go down again over the fender well, beneath the fender, nice and tight up in here, around, twin off whatever I need for this side, punch through this hole right here, run it along the inside of this, come down and hit this side of the lightings and all that stuff, and then I'll be terminated and run and done. Then pretty much the front end of this car will be essentially pretty close to wired. I still got to do like the temp switch here for the fan switch. I still got to run power to that, and then from that down to one leg of the fan, and then the other leg goes to ground, and that'll be done. So that's going to be kind of changed around a bit. This fuel line here, I still got to do something with that. I got to shorten it up. For now, I'm just going to leave it as a rubber line, and maybe later on I'll change it over to a stainless. I'll bend one up. I keep saying that. I repeat myself quite often. So we got the front end of this car pretty much laid out. Really good system. I like it. It's I don't know how the back side is, but I know the front side's pretty good. So you see a whole nest of wires hanging there. Power antenna, I don't have that. There's a black wire there, that's AC compressor. I'm not running AC in this car. I actually got a delete plate. I got no heat. Nothing's going in this vehicle. Yeah, it's a run and gun type of car. You know, it's not something for comfort and luxury. It's just go out, romp a little bit, come back home. The white wire, I still don't know if I'm going to use that or not use that, because it's on the directions. It says alternator exciter, and it shows the red and white going to 2 posts on the alternator. I'm not sure about that, so I'm going to leave it long. If in the event that I do need it, I can just pop it through and send it out. Now I'm going to start working the back wiring back. But actually, before I do that, I want to get this all nice and secured and neat and where it needs to be, and that will be set up. We'll come back, I'll show you a video of the final result. Maybe nothing will be tied together, but at least it'll be there where it's supposed to be, and everything will be run nice and neat in the looms and stuff. So also on the kits, they say they give you harnesses. They do, they don't lie, but there's one particular harness that's really important, and I dug the old one out, that they don't provide for you, is this one. This harness is what goes into the back of my instrument cluster, and you have the copper print board. This kind of, you guys know what I'm talking about. On a, I'm not going to dig that out there, but on the back side of that, this plugs in, which feeds all the circuitry that's in there, which includes idiot lights, gauges, whatnot. But since I got a set of mechanical gauges, I'll still probably run it. I'll have 2 sets there, but yeah, don't throw these away. If you're gonna redo a car, rewire it, make sure you have or keep your old stuff, because you might need bits and pieces off of it. So that's what we got. We have the rear side. This one goes from the other side of the fuse box. This goes into the back of the cluster. That goes into the steering column. This is all firewall stuff too. We got all, this is the old style, but you got all the resistors and stuff. So, and there's that right there. I think I have another. This is actually two harnesses here. I don't know why I have 2, because this goes on the back of the fuse box, and so there's that. I don't know if that was me and Joey. It was a 78 or 79 Camaro that we parted out, and he cut all the wiring harness out for me. I know this was part of the 71, this and this, but that one there, I think, was part of that 79 or 78. Not sure, but I need that harness anyways, and I want to use it. So, keep them. Hi, Amanda. Hot dogs ready? No? You like the grill?
No, we need you to light the grill.
I gotta go light a grill.
Don't preach it there.
Alright, I gotta go light a grill. I'll be back. Peace. Somebody back in the house. Back. Filthy. Might have issues with the motor. One thing at a time. Okay. As you can see, there's a loop there of multiple wires. A lot of that stuff I'm not going to use. But in the event that I have to use them, I can always spool them out and send them through the grommet that I found and I replaced on the firewall right there with the hole in it. So we got everything out where it's got to be, pretty much front end. ignition wire, solenoid wire going down to the starter. This has to be tied up like that, and then zip tied to that. We have choke, which there is no choke. I have to get a choke for this carburetor. And we travel out a little further. Electric fan going to the temp sensor. Then out of that, I'm going to make a jumper. Go down around here. Tie onto that. That's the ground. It ground itself out on the body of the chassis of the car. So that's to be the switch leg. That'll be done. Lights. Headlights are connected. I just gotta straighten them out a bit. Tuck them in there. That's done. The only thing I didn't do is side marker. And I didn't do the parking lights, which I have to establish. Okay, this side, same thing. We got the parking lights. These all twin together with the side mark. I got to figure out which one is which. Then I get the horn, which has to be placed over here somewhere. Coil and Taka hooked up already. Back there. I'm just gonna zip tie these two together like this. Make it a little neater. A little bit of pretty little colorful pink and purple. Really manly. I got that loom that's kind of behind the booster and its own hook. Comes underneath the fender. Travels along the inside of this. Pops out. So pretty much the old stock ones used to come up over here. You'd have the wire loom coming off the top of this. That's what that hole was for the clips. Same thing over here. But we're not doing that. We're going kind of try to keep things off the fender wells. So the front part of this car is wired to a point. I just got, like I said, I got the parking lights and side marker lights to wire, but that's just a little pigtail here and there. That should be done. Weather's getting warmer because you can hear the bikes now. Like I say, that loop of wiring I got there, that is all the sensor wires. So we got temp sensor, oil sensor. We have the white one is an alternator. It may or may go back out into the engine bay, I don't know yet. And power antenna. And it was something else that was not needed, but I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to leave it up like that. I'm going to address the ends of them and just leave them spooled up behind the dash in the event that I ever need them for some odd reason. Oh, AC compressor, that was the other one. If I ever need it, I have it. I can just pull it right back out into the engine bay. So, so all that, you know, with the temperature sensor and the oil pressure switch is redundant because I have a mechanical gauge set up and I'm going to use that primarily. So, but we do have the option if we want to hook up the idiot lights and stuff, we can do so. Okay, next little bit will be part 3. We'll be taking that coil right there and going that way, and I've said that a couple of times, so I'm not going to say it again. And we'll get everything in the trunk, and we'll be done with it. We'll be done with that part of the wiring. Then it's the column, and it's going to be the column and the instrument cluster, radio and all that stuff, the in-dash stuff. And I think this car will be done and wired. So this is Mark from the Second Gen on a Saturday evening. All my brothers out there, be well, be safe. I got Bertha back, but I'm having an issue with oil pressure. Nice when it's cold, really bad when it's warm. I don't know if I spun a bearing playing around with this at one time. I may have. So we'll have to go look into that. But we're gonna put him on the back, put her on the back burner. We gotta focus on him. So here will be everyone. Be well, be safe. Do the right thing, and hope to see you all on the next one. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and commenting. Peace.